flying all over the place.
Freedom fighter, you this
What
now
I
our
will
country.
continue to do in completely demoralizing your place. You're trying to all over the place. I haven't even started. I'm just warming up. How dare you foolish, desperate people talk about rescue country. Joseph Boga couldn't rescue himself. So he passed it around. Oh, trust that, this, trust that. Where were you when I raised the money left and right to feed him and fly him from hospital to hospital? Where were you sitting there talking nonsense? Talking about, I ain't got no integrity. I didn't have integrity when I was feeding Joseph Boga. Your God. Bunch of ungrateful people. Have you heard Joseph Boga deny that I was raising money left and right to feed him? Have you heard it? You will never deny it. You know this. Some of you thought I would know this. I'm not feeling something. I'm feeling something you said yesterday. But the Joseph Boga at one power is trying to forget the world. Because he spend my own money to bring him to power. The wrong yesterday was going to be right today. No regret to vote against one. But the people that are not why I have to vote for them. It's a better place than will be a better place. Yes. Money is a problem that we live from nothing money from outside. And we don't want to empower you here. We still have God with us. We have God with us. We have God with us. I'm a freedom fighter.
One more freedom fighter. One more freedom fighter.
Good morning, Liberia. Just wherever you are this morning, a pleasant way. We'd like to welcome you all to this beautiful Wednesday morning. And of course, you're listening to the Freedom Morning Rise on Freedom 87.9, the People's Radio. Good morning, Liberia. Good morning to our friends, our followers, to those of you in the diaspora. It's always a good thing to have you join us for breakfast about the issues that matter most to Liberia's growth and development. And of course, as always, there are too many things to talk about, lots of things happening in the country. It is a wet Wednesday morning. Unusually and unfortunately, we are a bit late this morning. But again, that's what it is.
When they were coming, they said they were labor.
Too many things happening, too many things to talk about. And of course, it is getting very, very serious. It's getting very, very interesting. Lots and lots of updates for you. The heat is on. Government folks are sweating. The security sector, just everywhere. This cooking thing, they put their hand in. Oh, yes. So kindly help us share the live. Invite others to follow. Drop your comments and thoughts on each of the issues happening in the country that's bordering on the progress of our common denominator. And yes, this morning we roll out and continue to provide you new updates as the cocaine investigation goes or takes another dimension. And I like to put it that way. Or as it continues to unravel new realities, new perspectives, new names, clarity are also coming. You know, so there have been lots and lots of conversations, but as the day and time goes by, clarities are also being made to some of these situations. Oh yes, indeed. This is exactly where I'm going to help you unpack, understand, and digest properly, fully what is going on. A big tree will go down. Maybe big trees will go down. Let me put it that way. Big trees will go down. We're waiting final clarifications, final submission of a report. And I'm saying this to you. It's just a matter of days, maybe weeks, and trees will start falling. Willingly or unwillingly, trees will certainly start falling. And I can tell you for free, the moment all of the back and forth and rigmarole with this drug, the cocaine thing is done with, the Unity Party will be standing on one leg. It will take real heavy lifting to get our feet back in the ground. And I can say this to you without stopping. They are going down. They have self-destroyed. Forget about the loose talk that's coming from some other folks within the government or that. Something we're going to look at this morning. So yesterday at the Senate, senators took a very bold and decisive stand against unsavory remarks directed at other national leaders by elements and stooges of the executive. At this point, members of the Liberian Senate are clear that this is unacceptable and, of course, is against provisions within the Code of Conduct. It is high time that they begin to take decisive stands, and they have moved to invite some of those characters and individuals deemed to be consistently rude and, of course, indisciplined towards members of the Honorable House of Senate. And then there's one old guy at the Liberia Renewable Energy. This Samuel Nangbe. He's an old, I think 50 to 60-year-old man that's on social media insulting other people every day because they disagree with the Unity Party and the way they're running the country. And he's so less busy, and he has the time, and he's insulting everybody. So I'm told he's been summoned, especially due to comments made in regards to the oversight role the Senate is playing with the joint security in towards expediting investigations around the $19.2 million cocaine saga. Sam Nangbe has deemed the Senate's rule as interference and, of course, as politicizing whatever the senators are doing, thereby castigating expressions on their constitutional rule. So as a member of the executive, the Senate feels that if care is not taken, this could be, or these utterances from members of the executive could be expressed position of the cabinet or the presidency. What's a beautiful thing. And another man is the Director General of the Civil Service Agency, Josiah Jokai, the fake data guy who lied to the president that they have created 70,000 jobs in the country, only to find out that they have created none. Up to now, Mo Ali still looking for the list of the jobs, those that they employ. So the Senate has also moved to invite him to clarify why, as Director General of the institution responsible to cleanse the public service of partisan actions and attitude, was himself seen wearing a party campaign paraphernalia, regalia. And so he has got some questions to answer with the senators, of course. Comments also attributed to Grand Cayman County Senator Dapa Vapila, raising concern with the manner in which the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism has made a 360-degree depart from its statutory mandate, or rather is being used as an attack dog ministry, attacking dissenting views, political rivals, opposition figures, leaving the purpose for which the ministry was established. A staunch and, of course, executive committee member of the Unity Party has frowned on that. What do we make of that? Good morning, Liberia. These plus other issues making news right here on the big station, Freedom 87.9. And also on yesterday, a big boost for the Solidarity and Trust Movement for a New Day, 10 for short. July 17 Citizen March or protest action. Name and style, lead or leave. As the Student Unification Party of the University of Liberia endorsed and announced its collaboration and support for the July 17 protest organizers. But mind you now, SUP has also announced that on the 26th of July, they too going to be staging their protest. So it will be a reciprocal endorsement. And I'm quite sure after the STEM protesting will equally move to endorse SUP's protest. So July, like I said one time, promises to be a very busy month. So you can buy all of what you have to buy, get set and prepared. Citizens, the country, the people are coming out. The students have given the endorsement. Yesterday in Bond County, Phoebe health workers, nurses were out in the street after the government failed to settle 7 months of grievances and arrears. 7 whooping months of healthcare givers are going without basic services, basic essentials in the heart of Liberia. This is truly disheartening. Up to now, we've heard nothing substantive from the Ministry of Health to that regard. Except what we're hearing from corners within the executive, announcing that Phoebe remains a private hospital. But time immemorial, government has always been there. So why are they running away? But ELW also a private hospital. The government moved to intervene. So why are they treating the people of Bond County like that? Why are they treating Phoebe Hospital like that? It's another thing to look at. Too many things going on in the country. Lots of things happening. Breakdown in governance, breakdown in leadership. Freedom 87.9. My name is Abu Sharif, and of course, looking forward to probably the folks will join. So at 9 o'clock, I expect to have representation from the Student Unification Party to talk to us about this upcoming protest, July 17th. What have they indulged? The bass of our team song and is 1 minute after 8. 1 minute after 8 o'clock. And once we come back, we can go into our conversations right here on the big station, Freedom 87.9.
Musical. There are crowds in many places. You can see. So if you see crime and report it, don't take law in your hands for the right authority. Tell it can't take care of it. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see a human target, enemy you cheche. You work for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. I'm a part of it. Crime Stopper, get people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, get people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior.
Okay, Crime Stopper Liberia. Let's bring this one down quickly because of time. You know, we came on a little late, so we got to be very snappy, run with everything, and make sure that we give you all of the update and stuff that you need. To our folks out there, please pump up the volume, keep sharing the show, and drop your thoughts and comments on these things quickly. So I was just while we are on that, let's recognize our followers quickly. Those of you joining us, this is Peter W. Blindy, Patrick G. Kiadi is joining, Seitu B. Jibbo as well. It's also joining Favor Morris, Margaret Vani, Venetia Junior Mba, Peter One Day, Abraham N. Anderson, Mark T. Johnson is also joining live this morning. Keep helping to share the show. Let's invite more people to follow. Jeremiah Farr, Bobby Jadi, Thomas S. Freeman, Bowie, Garrison Door also is joining. Saturday, Zonwe, Wonderware. Okay, you have Louis Carr, Estelle M. Gipley, Jeremy Dwyer, Cecilia Logan, Augustine T. Musa as well, Joshua Bole, Amara, Janet Brown, Saka. Okay, so George Brown is joining as well. Let's see. Okay, this is Daouda Sharif on via the YouTube. Thanks, J. Henry Na Abenigo Bala Newton, right? This is Nuko Smith. Okay, you have Peter. Okay, Peter when they comes back again, and this is Mohammed S.J. Pascal, Desiree Waters, um, Arsenio Dagose Mega is also joining as well. This is Gasumu Akadi Sise K and a lot. Janje back there. Hey, Janje is following from Marshall City. Janje, good morning, my brother. This is Juluba Oredo Henry Yango from Wood. Thanks for joining. This is Bapi Paul Lee and Jones Sumo, Rebecca Kekula, Stephen Fala Jr., Vivian Solo Queen, Kessel Freeman, Tatus Boy, and okay. So thanks to all of you for joining. This is it. I don't know how many of you are Argentina fan. You see, our Minister of Information desecrated the office on yesterday by reducing the minister's office to a video club, and they were doing all kinds of foolish things there, and it looks normal, right? It looks normal. And we're just going to tell you so that you know the load that the country has come. If this man, why the man couldn't drive to a bar and go start jumping around, stepping all over on the decks, the chair, and doing all kinds of nonsense, as if to say, that a private space. That's a public space. These things, when the chairs spoil and anything get destroyed there, it's the country that's going to bear the cost. So you see, what we need in the public space is responsibility, maturity. You can imagine if this was during the CDC period. The very PR who opened a wide mouth once and said that the Ministry of Information should be dissolved, but it's now there sitting using the place and watching Messi game. That Messi game country, yeah. Eh? You can't go to a private space and go watch a Messi game. Well, anyway. So yesterday, clearly, I don't know what the Messi fans and the Argentina fans will say. The world clearly saw that indeed, just as we have always held, that Lionel Messi has been favored by FIFA and other elites in the game, who are, for the most part, uncomfortable with Cristiano Ronaldo's personality, his character, his discipline, his work ethics. Cristiano is a man who believes that he does not have to rely on favor to excel. He has believed in the power of work and the results it comes with. So he has not counted, for the most part, on trying to carry yourself in an unnecessarily submissive way to the whims and caprice of some other people who think and feel themselves demagogue of the game of football. He has believed always that this is a game of talent, and this is a game that you can achieve at the greatest level once you put your time into training, you put more work in, and you discipline yourself, you commit yourself, you push, you will get it. You don't need Sam Blatter to like you. You don't need how you call it, the current FIFA president. You don't need Michel Platini then to like you, right? You don't need them to like you. You just need to put the work in. So basically, that's what he has been doing all through his life. But on the other end, Messi has lived to be accepted by the decision maker. Whenever they call him, and, he asks submissively, he come down and say, "Oh, we let him in. The other man can respect. Oh, the other man, yeah, the personality, yeah, and so." No, Ronaldo is not like that. And that's why a lot of you don't understand why some prefer Ronaldo over your Messi. Messi is a timid guy. He's a guy. He's a weak man. He's confusing weakness for humility or being humble. No, you can be humble, respectful. Ronaldo is a very respectful guy when it comes to that. Very character. Look at the man. The man doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't wear tattoo, right? So what you want to talk about? He has achieved greatness and still remaining cultural. So you can use that your humble argument, but because they want the man to submit to them, he has refused. He has believed in the power of his talent. He has worked to earn them. That's not been favored. People have not voted for him because they want his character to be, subject to their whims. Oh, okay. And the other man can respect me. So yeah, because the man can respect me, I'll vote. So why, man? You're not voting based on the man attitude towards it. Look at yesterday game. Broad day robbery. Right? Broad day robbery. And these things has happened several times. Egypt scores a goal. And then the entire Argentina player ran and Messi leading the gang. Rampi and the referee that you should go and cancel that goal for a bail-up play. A bail-up play. Minimum action. And then the referee left it and went there because Messi has asked him to go there. Can you imagine? The referee left it and went there all the way. A play that happened. And went and rendered a decision and canceled a clear goal. A clear Egyptian goal in the 70th minute. When Messi himself have already given up, all of them are giving up. In no time, they cancel the people goal. As if that was not enough. Then came the tear goal for Argentina. When a penalty appeal was being made, when Mohamed Salah was stepped on in the 18-yard box of Argentina, VAR ignored it, the referee ignored it, the players were calling. There was no review. They went ahead till the guy went, Enzo Fernandez went, because the player was actually agitating the foul that was played on Mohamed Salah. The entire match official, all of them abandoned that. So there was a lot of space left. So the Argentines just flew their way through, and then the header came, and then the Chelsea flopped in. Enzo Fernandez overrated, scored that goal, and then Argentina people got to be celebrating and say, "Oh, the thing yeah made you feel weak about football." So why are they so hateful? Whole world know Egypt was robbed on yesterday. Broad day robbery. The game was rigged. That was a rigged game. Egypt won that game. Egypt played. Egypt deserved the win, but FIFA took it because they won. For them, they think they always gotta do that, and to put Messi above Ronaldo, and that's what we say. That is the reason why today, even in Buenos Aires, you carry Messi, Ronaldo put crowd and Messi. Any part of the war, anywhere on this planet. So the football war, the people who love the game, follow the game, respects and adore Ronaldo in their mass. So for those of you looking for people to worship you can keep giving all of the accolades to Messi. You keep giving all the accolades. When people sit down objectively to look at the game, you cannot deem Ronaldo's legacy His legacy is not going to be defined. His records in football is not going to be defined by the World Cup. It was going to be a good addition, but no, he has inked himself. 41 years old, nearly 900 plus career goal. You can't sit down here. You know how many generations it will take anybody to reach that feat? In 20 years, this brother has consistently dominated football and defined the standard. You can't sit down here, you think when you take compromise, trophy and give be passing around with your shot, Nani, Saclépierre good. See what is happening on the other. I know the Messi man ain't gonna be happy, but that's what we think. And you all sorry. I know you like your Messi, you can like your Messi, but these debates will keep continuing. Evelyn say, Evelyn say, I lying on Evelyn. You watch the game? They didn't watch. I don't know how somebody can even. Man, yeah, be cheating for him. They gave him a fake war best to the point I said, I hope I don't even get this anymore. They didn't even get this anymore because the way the guy started doing it, that thing used to be very tasty. So you're talking about Ballon d'Or thing, but you have to undeserving Ballon d'Or, you give it to one man because you won't fight against another man. Hmm? Hateful of greatness. But the same thing happening to George Weah in Liberia. People ain't get one genuine award in Liberia. But yeah, hate the fact that the man is great. He's setting record, he's doing the unexpected. Hate him. The same thing with Cristiano. The more you hit him, the more he's breaking record, the more he's setting new record, the more he's achieving new, the more he's redefining. The energy just keeps coming. He's flying higher than any other person in his age. He can jump over Van Dijk. You just sit down and say, "Oh, Messi, compromise Messi." Okay, you be hanging around. You be hanging around. Very low. I don't know. Look at that was the first Messi. You are taking red card. Eh? They didn't give him red card. How many more times you will cheat for the one man? You tell the whole worker again. You like you said, you cancel. We get time for the worker again. That whole worker ain't even get this. The whole thing sour now. You can take it, you give it to him. That messy cup. You take messy cup, you give it to him. Stay. Ronaldo stay is the greatest. For Messi, Messi is exactly PA Nani Gold. Okay, so so yesterday, for some reason, I was I didn't make it to the show actually, but the guys were kind of looking back on, I think, comments made by uh okay, thank you, Chief. Okay, okay, so by comments made by this guy, this Daniel Sando, and they say Boaka's Deputy Minister for Public Affairs at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism. And it is good that at this point, an executive committee member of the very Unity Party has also realized and agreed that attitude from elements from the ministry does not conform to the purpose for which that ministry was created, the objective it should be serving, right? So Dapa Vapila spoke on yesterday, and she said that, of course, from the look of things, it looks very clear and certain that the ministry has departed from its core objectives of what? Uh, Promoting, educating, and informing the people about the progress and activities of the government. And this is what she said that I'm going to read verbatim. When you look at the Ministry of Information and consider its mandate, that means the purpose for which the government and the country decided that, oh, we need a Ministry of Information. When you look at that mandate, you go back and review that mandate. She said, I believe it is currently operating outside of that mandate. Dapa Vapila, an executive committee member of the United Party, says, and the senator of Grand Cayman County says, she looking at the mandate, she says, looking at the mandate of the ministry and seeing how it's being operated now under their Unity Party government by elements and individuals appointed by their president, right? The ministry is operating outside of its mandate. Too often, she says, too often officials from that ministry stand at the podium, which is intended to educate Liberians about the good work of government, provide information on development, and explain key government policies. Instead, they use that platform to attack individuals whose views differ from theirs. This is not fair. So, fellow Liberians, we can reach a point where we set aside the politics a little bit, but we look at our country and we see where our country is going, how our country is being run. And I understand a lot of you get carried away by these innuendos that are peddled by those in power trying to portray themselves as intelligent or all knowing of the fact, and we all must just settle the fact that they are in power. We all must just settle that all is okay with our country, even though the country is being institutions are being desecrated, and of course we are losing it on a daily basis as a country and people. We are talking about the ministry. Once upon a time, I said it clearly that if we just oppose the characters at the Ministry of Information to even Sierra Leone, the personality, the intelligence, the experience, the technical know-how, you realize that even Sierra Leone is climbing the ladder while we are going down. And you expect, and I like what Leonard Dodo wrote on yesterday. He wrote an opinion in the Liberian Investigator, right? A letter to the president. And part of it, he counted on what is expected of Boaka, especially so that he has been within the realm of public service for ages. This is not a man that's supposed to be learning the job. This is not a man that's supposed to be learning the craft. This is not a man that's supposed to be orientated about how the inside, the in total of the Liberian bureaucracy works and function. No. He ought to have substantive knowledge about it because he has been there. He has served in and out, right? He has been head, he has been a layman, he has gone through the ranks and file, he has climbed through it, he has reached the top, he has come in the middle, he has served 12 years as vice president, he has entered the biggest room, he has sat on the largest table, he has made. So, you should understand what Liberia problem truly is. But to be where we are and have that man appoint sidewalk drunkards to head the Ministry of Information, and that are convinced that their limitation is enough So basically, what they need to do is to just adapt an offensive attack dog posture. And that's their qualification of what the Ministry of Information Function is. And that's how Pia and Sando has been running that place to the disgust of every sound thinking Liberians in this country. And this is what they don't like me for. And this is what I commit myself to doing. I look in your face, no matter who you are, I tell you the fact. I tell you exactly what you're doing because you're hurting the country. Complete sour drunkard. Hey man, can sit anywhere and drink liquor. That the kind of man you go put into Mika. What do you expect to come all of that? Loose talking, rudeness, outside of the mandate, outside of the ethics, right? Low capacity, low exposure. They've been nowhere, ain't understand nothing. You made them the chief communicators of a whole republic. And then they desecrate, denigrate, reduce the podium to an attack dog forum, attacking every other person. You look at an acclaimed Liberian journalist, a man who built something, right? To where it is, to the height that front page have reached. And you think a sidewalk drunker can just mount podium and start uttering gibberish on that man? You can't talk down on Rodney C. Who are you? Right? You stay back toting for somebody. You stay passing around. You've not even built anything for that. You're just new to public service. Your professional life just beginning. And you can. Is that the way to address or disagree with the man, or to sharpen the contradiction that you think that there is? Is that a way to do it? Then when we get them, the same thing, the same energy. Then they say, "Oh, they made that, blah, blah, blah," right? But who tell you that only you get monopoly over talking, loosely? Who told you that? And you think you can censor anybody's opinion here? You can act through other means to censor anybody's view. We'll call you out for who you are. A reverse boss. Because you can do a jing thing. You're being paid taxpayers' money. You stand there and you're talking loosely. The war is watching. Look at our own information ministry. Go look at the information ministry in Sierra Leone, for example, in Ghana, for example, in Nigeria. Look at the bureaus. See who there. See the people. See their output. A deputy chief of communication for the Republic that goes and lie on ECOWAS and Manuel Union for a clandestine project in Lofa. Bereft of the information, lacking, has nothing. A man who mandate is to what? To educate, communicate, right? Inform about government and clarify. And then the man come and spew this and misinformation and lie on the regional body. That's serious human being there. Then some people talking, you go stand on, you can't go sit on nonsense platform, you go insult people and you sit down, you say somebody you can't serve you milk and honey. Something should be wrong with you. Something should be wrong with you. But the reason why, I don't even know what to say. But I mean, I welcome Deba's comments, and I believe she plays it square. And what is going to be happening within the Unity Party now is people are going to start defining themselves from the whole. And this is exactly what Deba is doing. You see, we're all part of the Unity Party thing. But the people then that can be doing the thing, we're not part of it. For us, this is how we see things. So she gives no endorsement to the nonsense that Pia and Sando can be doing at Mika. You speak to if you lack the capacity to address the real issue, the president, remove the people. Take them from there. We have over 5 million human beings in this country. We have some very educated, constructive corporate communicators here with the requisite expertise and technical know-how. Public relations are they're here. Just leave your partisan extremism. You will get them. They will serve this country. And this country, when the country speaks, the world will listen. How you going to PR, BBC, World Tribal, going to start calling other people names? Call the men to go address the border situation. The message citizens should take arm and go for it. That people there that say you get information, people. That people there. And somebody say, oh, because they get 400,000 for media intelligence. Media people are full of it. Because they want to get some. So, everyone 400,000 stolen money. What justify 400,000 media money you're stealing around here when pregnant women are giving birth in the streets with no medicine in the hospitals? Hospitals are without electricity, delivery rooms are running out of power supply, and nurses are protesting, and you take 400,000 and give it to useless organization of incompetent, bereft, partisan extremists, and you call them information minister. It didn't stop there. It went further. Other members of the Senate said, this is becoming a habit. And executive official feels unable to be insulting members of the legislature or the Senate anyhow. And you have this Samuel Nangbe party that's to renewable energy that every day you got to find someone uh travel DSA been who did the professor can go in the interior or anything for DSA. Every time you see someone I'm gonna go, he refuses and the supervisor and the field guy he a second go. You see, now that he legged it well. That the DSA been to be collecting DSA on all these small travel in the county and places that where he can go there. Oh yeah, we get it, you get the information. Then when you finish, you sit on Facebook, you be costing everybody. So the senator says that dude should come. And they should come and say to Liberia why they feel unable to be insulting our House of Elders, members of the Senate. So Senator Prince Moy and others spoke on the consistent attack by members of the executive on the legislature. Samuel Nangbe, Jeremy Pia, and Daniel Sando, right? Who else? Josiah Jokai, and Mo Ali, and all of them. They just insult other people. They feel like they are the only people. They do not even respect the legislature anymore. Say all other matters, Madam President pro tempore, it is very unfortunate that almost 3 years ago, all of us who helped bring this government to power spoke strongly about the drug issue in this country. Samuel Nangbe, who served honorably as one of our national campaign managers and was on the ground with us everywhere we went, is now questioning this Senate for carrying out its constitutional responsibility by interrogating officials regarding this drug matter on behalf of the Liberian people. It is unfortunate because the Liberian people will begin to lose confidence in all of us when, while in opposition, we say all the right things, but once in power, we begin to turn a blind eye to the very issues we campaign against and start questioning those who have the constitutional authority to provide oversight. But elements within the Union Party executives believe that nobody is supposed to question the way, form, and manner in which the investigation are proceeding. And insisting on the right thing, they will try to castigate you, demonize you, attack you, insult you, abuse you. And senior executive of the government from the executive branch are the one involved with it. This Senate has an oversight responsibility, and under your watch, Mr. President pro tempore, we should not allow anyone to tell us otherwise. This is what the rescue mission campaign on, and today people within our government are trying to question our actions? Hmm? Because you know what? They were the one bringing the drugs in the country. Assumably, we can say clearly because with the level of, you know, with the level, with the effort being exerted to shield, protecting, and covering this whole cocaine case, a member of the executive tells clearly that look, these people know something about all of them been getting something, but we'll come to the job subject and some of the objects that we got. Hmm? But I wanted to clear this square. So this is where we are. Senators themselves are beginning because mind you, there were I think a week or two ago there was a meeting with members of the Senate and some partners. Let me tell you this. So ever since that's when we were in Granjida and senators started speaking tough because you know where we are with this whole thing now. People, you got to distinguish yourself from the rest of the, and you got to tell yourself from the whole. If you know you're not inside, you got to tell yourself from the whole, and you got to demonstrate that because what is coming when it start to come, it will be an indiscriminate shilling to to wipe out all these cocaine or narco, conspirators and elements. They are known already. Hmm? So the effort is to identify all of the synergies, okay, or put everything in the right places, and then you start to deal with them decisively. Hmm? So this is where we are. The Senate that's acting on our behalf, unlike the horse who's trying very hard to divert the public attention to unnecessary things. The Senate that remaining insistent on this drug thing with the national security people. Had the Senate now called the guys in to push them to the wall, probably whatever they came out with and say, oh, we now do arrest, they wouldn't have, we would have gotten that. So you want to give it up to the Senate a little bit, even though I believe they should go a little more, right? And they should deal with elements within their rank that have some degree of direct or indirect connection to the whole thing. Oh yeah, to the whole thing. But we will get there. So this is it. Hmm? So why are they attacking the Senate? When you journalists, you're talking about it, they start attacking you. When you prominent citizen, you talk about the drug thing, they attack you because you senator, you're doing your job, your oversight function, they start attacking you, insulting you, calling you names and what have you. So they have invited them. Josiah Joker also wearing party t-shirt, insulting senators, blah blah blah. Who's enabling them? Why has the country gotten like this? Why? Why do these radical UP fanatics believe that the country belongs to them and they can do anything? They ignore the law and the constitutional authority of other, public figures in the country, and they do anything they feel like doing. Let's hear your thought. Let's take 5 calls on this, and then we maybe 10 because and then we can move to something else. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104 are the numbers to call. We try to be as interactive as we can because we are very much interested in what the Liberian people think, feel about everything that's going on in their country, and it's very, very important. Good morning. Morning, sir. Good morning. Morning.
majority of them are liars. And they prove that over time. The just issue will not rest, even because anybody will go after it because it is our future, our children's future. And
but they're causing ordinary people now. They're causing senators. You know? So I'm inviting them now and say, no, this thing has to stop. We'll get money. Good morning. Okay, yeah, before 2029, but they should be responsible enough and not be insulting lawmakers and all that. Debate the issue, talk the issue. Why they're insulting? Good morning. Morning. Like you messy man. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. And this thing, the insult thing is getting serious. Good morning, Masisi.
Good morning, Abu. How you doing, my son?
Yeah, I'm okay. The senator themselves say they think what I've been talking. So they call in and say, "But I get plenty of rule in your government. They're insulting everybody. They're insulting the senators too for doing their job."
Okay, thank you, Abu. So I will say to the senator, it's related. That's what I'm saying. It's related in the sense they see men that are that were holding young people that loving bag around here. They're getting their job. So to execute it when we are tired, we hunger, we are suffering, we express ourselves, then you start to insult people. Then you see men so that job here. Like you have to take a break. What would you allow them to call that method to go and say no? To do that and say, come here. What you saying to the president? What you saying to the former president? It was wrong. But doing it for today before they insult my offering, they must say, yeah, they must call you. But in another one.
No, but I one they get one old man. I think 60-plus-year-old man too can be on Facebook. There's Samuel Nangwe. He can be insulting the lawmaker, and so they say he is set to go to count. So why insulting the people?
For me, Abu, and I say it's bad. But what I'm going to say, I say it's related.
No, but oh, okay, inviting them not bad, right?
Yeah, but it's related. People that made such job like
and then they say somebody asked me, say one of power can be to the president office can be causing man calls and park calls on the internet. Say one can say
yeah. That's true. You can't tell you about the why he wants it. It must be now because it's getting at you now. They don't want to people.
Yeah, say that for everybody. He could have caused man calls. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
My name is Eugene S. Joe Jin, and I call you from Capital Bypass. Yeah, so Abu, Abu, sincerely, in my opinion, Liberia is not a serious country. There's
I mean, how you say that? That's your country. So the government, that's your, they all, it's an element in the government, that's your intent.
Abu, this country is not a serious country. This is the only country on planet Earth that taxpayers use their money to pay government official, and government official in return insult the citizen, and nothing can be done, against that. And we talk on radio day by day. I follow the issue, for example, in South Korea. Even when
but do you think the invitation? Wait 1 minute. Do you think, because it has to be about what something will come from? Because the last time we saw them do this was when Sheikh Kuyate, sounded in denigrating manner to the house, and Sheikh has lost his job. So with Josiah Jokai, Samuel Nangbe, and other, could we see another vote of no confidence in them from the Senate?
That's something that people should not believe, and should not consider that will happen. But let me conclude on it.
But there's a precedent already.
There's a precedent. But I think it will be a partial issue. It will be a partial judgment. I don't see nothing happening. But there's an issue, Abu. If you have, and that's where that's why I get my own fundamental issue. If you have pay the taxes and pay government officials, in return, they create a government policy and program, and nothing has been done. The citizens just sitting in the corner, and what is frustrating? People want to even benefiting from the government, but what been carried by government policy, about government policy.
Okay, all right, thank you. I'll hold you there. Edmond Carr, let's hear you. Good morning.
Thank you, Abu. I'm a proud member of Concerned Liberian for Justice. You see, Abu, you see what is happening here? The opposition community should take some of the blame of what has happened to us.
But they want is internal government issue. One executive, one branch of the government being disrespectful to the other branch of the government.
Yeah, but you see what happened here. The reason why you see these people stepping in, because people within their disrespectful spirit are now going to their own people. It comes from that program that was here in Grand Jeda County. The guys are sat in their corner and realized that all of the things that we've been 3 years, since 2 years and a half, and allow our people to insult opposition, allow our people to insult the citizen whenever they come up. We didn't get anything out of it. So what can we do now to start showing that we are doing something serious for the Liberian people to get their attention on our side?
So you think something will come from this?
It could be because, like you said, precedent has already been set. Okay. It happened to Kuyate, and I think this would be the time that they will be able to reverse the beliefs of those of the guys that come from that community. That when you come from the Muslim or the Mandingo community, this government will be harsh on them, taking decisions on them. But when you come to the other people, they will not be harsh on taking decisions on them.
Okay. All right. Thank you. We'll hold you there. And of course, this is what we have. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Let me say good morning to all of those who are following the show. An interesting conversation this morning. The interest of Liberians, from about the work the government is doing, speaks volume about where we want our country to be. It speaks to the commitment of that every Liberian, the activities of our country. It shows that Liberians are no longer sitting on the fence and watching the government do what she wants to do or what she feels comfortable to her alone. The behavior of the Ministry of Information is concerning. This is something we have spoken about times without number that if the Ministry of Information cannot adjust or adapt or return to the purpose for which it was established, then the need to exist remains questionable. And all of us, regardless of our affiliation or our association,
for the ministry,
the need for the ministry to exist, referring to the team or the players, those who are presiding over the ministry, because they are projecting, they're sending a picture of that the ministry is useless. It is not, thank you. So the president has two options: either replace the team there, or call them to order, or then shut the ministry down. Because we don't want a ministry that is supposed to be, that was established to serve the Liberian government, to serve the Liberian government, to serve the Liberian people. They have principal responsibilities. And Senator Vabla could not put it any better. This is an institution that was established to coordinate and communicate government's official. It is written in the executive law that established the Ministry of Information. They qualify it. They say you must coordinate and communicate government's official policies.
And clarify. Oh yeah, clarify. So
government's
understand.
Yes, official policies, government's official decisions, government official national programs to the public. They say government official policies, decisions, and national programs. Anything unofficial does not fall within the authority of the Ministry of Information. You're not supposed to speak about it as the Ministry of Information. Daniel Sano can go and say, I issued a disclaimer. I'm not speaking on behalf of the ministry. This is my opinion. Pierre can go and say, this is my opinion. I'm not speaking on behalf of the ministry. But you can use the Ministry of Information regular press briefing to respond,
reacting to people and creating a situation.
You can do that. That's why they say government official programs, their official policies, their official decisions.
And leaving the real issues. So to the extent that bloggers are the one primarily promoting the government.
The government
and when development thing that bloggers.
And when those of us who sit on the platforms that have wilder and bigger coverage refuse to align with them, then they get issue and they go personal. Because you don't expect us to support the work you do in this form and manner. When you are being rude, everybody has political side. You expect me, Austin, who supports Joe Weah, to align with the ministry's vision or agenda or support or elevate the ministry's vision or agenda on this platform. When every morning you wake up, you insult Joe Weah, you insult somebody. No, it's not possible. It's not possible. Even the invectives you use, there are platforms, the ERBC does not elevate the ministry's invectives on the radio station. So, I mean, come to think about it. The Minister of Information is the chairman of the board of ERBC. When you use invectives, when you insult leaders, listen to ERBC news. They don't carry. That alone is enough to call you out to check.
It's a slap in your face.
Yes. That when you talk.
Because the minister there is, I think, board chair.
He's the chair of the board. So when you speak, when you insult, and you expect that the insult will trend, and you see only a few of you on social media running with that, and the official platform, the official broadcast platform for the government will decide not to carry your insults, that is a shame on you. It's embarrassing to all of you. You're supposed to be ensuring that government information is communicated in a consistent and timely manner, organized manner that will flow across Liberia. That's why you have ERBC. The other day we're talking about the government's information machineries here. See the infrastructure established by the government that is supposed to ease the government work. You have the ERBC that is supposed to broadcast what you talk. You have New Liberia newspaper that is supposed to publish what you talk.
It's New Liberia Honor.
You have Liberia News Agency.
You have Liberia News Agency that is supposed to
carry online the website that is supposed to carry your stories online. So you have the hard copy, New Liberia, you have the broadcast institution, which is ERBC, and you have the online platform, which is New Liberia. I mean, Liberia News Agency.
Yeah.
Yes. How effectively has the government been able to, the Ministry of Information, been able to coordinate those information infrastructures or machinery to work effectively for the government?
And PI is knowledgeable to a larger extent to be able to understand these things.
Because he was Deputy Minister for Affairs, Deputy Minister for Administration for Technical Services, he became Deputy for Public Affairs, he became Minister of Information, he became Presidential Press Secretary, he became Assistant Minister as General Minister. That's why he started.
So why you think men of that stature will be going this low?
Abu, you see,
I think it's the marching order. That's the difference.
I'll say this. Pia has not grown. Pia has not grown.
But that's unfortunate. I mean,
yes,
your experience, your
Pia has not grown.
The gray hair, everything.
Look,
is still.
You sit with Pia outside official conversation. That's his mindset about information ministry. That you are supposed to be combative, that you are supposed to be attacking, that you are supposed to be reactive, that you are supposed to be radical. When you are not radical, you cannot be a good information minister.
So, woman, how does PR feels almost 3 years, right? You go out there to gauge the view of the ordinary people on government program, policy, progress, and the views are overwhelmingly negative. So that says that he's not doing a good job.
If he sees it that way. I remember when the minister, when Larry Brubler was Minister of Information, he launched this regular Thursday thing that they now hold, regular Thursday press briefing. It was, used to call MICAT Outreach. So you take the microphones to the people in the marketplaces and the different communities to gauge the opinions of the people about the government. Larry Brubler launched that program. Abel Plaki today used to be Director of Press and Public Affairs, moderating that program. Because of that program, President Salif started following, public platforms because she wanted to gauge the opinions of people. That the same PRM was in government. And that program helped the ministry a lot. It helped President Salif a lot. Tell PR today.
And it can help the country a lot.
Thank you.
Because people know exactly
Today,
what's going on.
Let's tell PR. Take MICAT platform, or microphone, or take ERBC microphone to the different communities and the places that.
But they launched the town hall stuff, right?
How effective it is?
I think that's what the town hall also supposed to help to do.
No, they took the money, ate the money, and they are not going in one community to do town hall. They are not going in one community to do town hall. Have you seen it in your community?
And he collected the money from almost all the SOEs and just collecting money everywhere.
This man charge SOEs. If I hear they man charge government ministries, agencies, and public corporations
to sponsor
so go to that.
Hall.
Not only the town hall, to appear on that platform is not free.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it's not free.
So they pay for it.
They pay. Government ministries pay to appear on that platform to talk. That MICA regular press briefing, they pay money.
So they got running mini talk shows.
He goes to them, take $500, $1,000 to appear and talk.
Stand up community.
And when the people go there, imagine the MICA boss is charging government officials to go there and talk. And when they come here and say,
they do this under media gratuity, like for the media. But
the people come in, when the media will be there, you appearing, you gotta be in something like $1,500 or $1,200 or $1,000 for us to pay the people.
Wow, but then they make a lot of money there though, because I think they have them 3 times a week.
And that's why you see them having frequent appearances of government officials, because
each day you have like 3-4 agency appearances. So they're assuming they pay $1,000 or
$1,500 in a week. Money. You talk to MICA reporters, those people, they gave the people 500 LD, 300 LD. Thank you for coming.
So
talk to them.
You had a PR in here barking me, so man, I go deal with them.
Yes. So they go there. You know what they do? So they go there. Those ministers and commissioners and managing directors will appear. They will speak a lot of good things about fairness. They go there and communicate what the government, what the ministries are doing.
And I agree with you on that.
But you know what? When PR then go to talk, they distract the public.
They overshadow all the good things.
They go and insult senators, representatives, political leaders.
And reporters will more likely carry theirs
This
and
is
leave
sure.
because of the
So they pay their money. The public doesn't get aware, doesn't get informed about the things they spoke about, or they see in the newspapers and hear on the radio station. What Daniel Sanders says. But they pay 1,000, 1,002, 1,500. I give you a case with NASCOP. NASCOP made an appearance and they pay $5,000 to the people to appear. The next day, all the newspapers and radio stations
the money not go to government.
No. My man, now 1 2 year man. I mean, yeah, settle your minute. Yeah. There's someone I want for settle your minute. And I talk and I walk away.
Begin to get go off about it.
That platform is being commercialized.
Damn.
At the expense of government ministers, managing directors, and commissioners. Speak with them. They tell you they pay. They don't appear free. And the messages those people come. The last time the Minister of Health appeared, I think the Minister of Education, appeared, Abu. Still listen to that woman. That woman recounted all the reforms initiatives that she wants to achieve and the cost attached. The next day, Pierre was calling Samuel Toye a criminal. Daniel Sanders was calling Samuel Toye a criminal. And there was nothing.
Pierre also said something that the man should go and focus his name or blah, blah, yeah. So,
and there was nothing.
What the lady
there was nothing about the Minister of Information reform. And I think at this point, this is.
But then they're acting to undermine
their own government.
The government.
Because in their own responsibilities, because you know what? If Abu is Minister of Gender and he's invited Amika, it is my job as Minister of Information. My responsibility is to coordinate with the press and decide who carries what. If I invite 3 ministers, I want and I have about 75 or 65 reporters. Jimmy, now I will put you into different groups. We want a group to focus on this. We want this group to focus on this. And we want this group focus on this. That's the coordinating aspect as enshrined in the law that established MICAT. How you coordinate content.
So technically, that forums, they are supposed to be moderators.
Yes, they are.
Basically, moderate the forum, and then you have the different sector people come, they speak, and the news. So, but you can be the news maker.
So, if you want to speak as a Ministry of Information, it means you should be providing clarification.
That's correct.
On issues that relate to government's policies or government's programs. There are some perceptions or allegations that are in the public. You can come there and clarify what the government has done, what the government is doing to address what is true about the allegation, what is not true about the allegation. You provide those clarifications, you walk away and allow the ministers and managing directors and commissioners to speak about the programs and activities they're doing. That is practically the essence for which the ministry was established. The ministry has completely shifted outside the purpose for which it was established.
So Daba was right.
She was 100% right. And there are people, Daba was just brave to come publicly and say this. But there are people within the UP
was a good thing
who share similar opinions, and they didn't want to come out to say, so she was compare or must she muster the bravery to come out and say.
She did very well. And that view she shared is something that's common, like you said, among most of the people. And a lot of guys from the ministries, ministries and agencies have told me that of course, that Mika looks very unattractive to them, and a lot of them don't even follow
at all.
Yeah, they don't follow what PR is doing there for the most part, because man, when you're working and you're putting in everything, but then where it's supposed to be elevated and promoted, you're not seeing it, and then you're coming under attack, you're coming under public criticism. But then the agency that government is paying to do what it has to do is focused on settling political score and being in the news for all of the wrong reasons and leaving the real issues. Then you'll be like, why am I wasting my time behind these people?
So somebody told them, let's allow somebody asked, how has the Ministry of Information been able to align their programs or their activities with the legislature? The alliance is not there. You see, the inclusion, the exclusion is clear. The legislature's activities are completely excluded from the Ministry of Information agenda. The judiciary, their activities are completely excluded from the Ministry of Information's agenda. So Mika is not communicating anything about the judiciary, as if to say the judiciary is not making progress, as if to say the judiciary is not part of the government. Same applies to the legislature. The Ministry of Information communicates nothing about the legislature. The legislature is passing bills. The legislature is holding public hearings. The legislature is engaging with the public. Nothing is being communicated by the Ministry of Information. They don't see the legislature and the judiciary as part of the program. When these issues are raised, they demand money. If you want
for the people to
yes,
pay them,
they say if you want us to speak for you, you have to put money in our budget. I mean, this is not the essence. I mean, the essence or the purpose for which Mega was established.
So the money that goes to them, that's allotted to them. They feel that is only for them to be
causing
speaking for.
causing pap. I can call I'm speaking for executive, causing opposition leaders, causing critics.
Okay. So we have our guys here from Soup already, but just before that, something happened yesterday at the. Let's go to the other part of the legislature, the lower house. They don't like to be called lower house, so they want to be called the Honorable House of Representatives. So let's give it to them. So
and before going to that, I will have to indicate that there's a caller who places emphasis on the opposition. I think it's Edmund Carr.
Yeah,
and
the role the
yes,
opposition is playing.
I think the opposition needs to be more collectively rigorous, assertive.
No, the reason I did not allow Emma to go a little bit with that, you know why? Because no matter how assertive the opposition becomes, right, whether it can properly regulate the ministry and other executive officials to doing their job and you know, performing their mandate to a larger extent, I think to correct what everybody is complaining about from the Ministry of Information, all that has to come from the executive. So when we basically expose, you know, these shortcomings to a larger extent, probably the president, where the president is right now, he will stumble across these things. Unfortunately, what they've done to the president that's not good, denying him the opportunity to listen to the media, and you know, always wanting to summarize things and send it to the man and all of that. Sometimes you let the man to listen unfiltered.
You know, I believe you see, and this is a danger. The biggest voice in democracy should always be the opposition. The opposition must always assert itself as the biggest voice in society. The reason is because the actual people that the government is supposed to represent are the ordinary people.
Mm-hmm.
When the government comes to power, they start to underperform like the UP is doing. Where do they look? To the opposition. So the strength is supposed to come from the opposition. You have a legislature that is heavily controlled by the president, a judiciary that is heavily arm twisted by the executive. So the opposition becomes the biggest and most reliable voice for the people. If you look in the public right now, everybody is looking up to when I have Freedom FM, that maybe Kings FM, or maybe Force of Liberia. These institutions that are critical, that the ruling party considers opposition to them. That's what the people look to. In my mind, this should not be the case.
That's correct.
There should be
the political opposition
step up the game.
Step up and reclaim their turf. And you know,
yes.
their
to pressure the government. I was saying yesterday, Jeremiah Kumrena should not be even considered vice president of our country. What is the opposition doing?
You think we are at that point?
Yes.
Okay.
But you and I know that there is a bigger picture and a bigger story behind this thing and the involvement of Jeremiah Kun. The opposition is still acting quiet and acting sexist about this thing.
Maybe they're putting their facts together.
Okay, so hope so. Because Kun should not be.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, the conversation should be about when is President Bouhaka turning over Jeremiah Kun for an investigation? When? This is the biggest this should be the biggest political conversation in our country. From all indications, the vice president is directly connected. The fact that he denies somebody that everybody has to start that he knows.
Okay, so tomorrow gonna be firecrackers, and of course we're gonna go into the nitty-gritty of that. A walkout happened on yesterday at the Capitol. When I'm told Dr. Rotel Pillay, the 175th independent orator, right? Some tend to be corrected on the actual. Dr. Rotel Pillay, I think she's writing a book.
She's reading many.
Yeah, but she's on one project right now,
Yeah.
and then it's about addressing the racial components of our different laws, and particularly the racial nature of our law. I think Sierra Leone, Liberia, and all of that. So she's been moving around to generate public debate around these things, so that these opinions can inform future legislative actions across different jurisprudence and all that. So she requested the House of Representatives to speak to them on the subject, and they granted that request. So on yesterday, she appeared while deliberating. Representative James Collier and some other asked lawmakers to walk out, to leave, only to realize the reason they were leaving is that because when she spoke during her oration, she described the lawmakers in unacceptable ways. What did she say? Actually, they have problem with her oration. They said it didn't speak to
You mean
them
last
well.
year independence?
I think the year before last, right? The
Okay.
year before. I think 2024 independence. That time, that fiery oration.
It was 176.
Yeah. So they decided to walk out. So the public debate is tolerance for freedom, of speech, the right to hold opinions and express them freely. How is the House of Representatives, our lawmakers, supporting or acting against people's right to independent opinion views, especially people that work for the government of Liberia, ordinary citizens, scholars, intellectual, because that was a platform for intellectual debate around this subject matter. And then started walking out.
That the part I wanted you to reach. That the part I wanted for you to reach.
Yeah.
Eh?
Easy.
That a James Code asked lawmakers that are supposed to be independent, representing us, to walk out.
Yeah, you can also let go. Yeah, in the market building. Yeah, see.
Yeah, then they get you. But I try to picture the faces of some of the faces of the people who walk out, and I realized that
yes,
those are low quality characters that mistakenly got to the legislature. You see them for
they got from District 3, right?
In Montserrat. Yeah, kind of mean. But in real life,
but was it justified? Why are they walking out? In fact, I mean, the woman sent a request. If you're new, you never wanted to have the woman, you should have told her no, we can't.
So, just a quick research about the source of the anger. These are all front page Africa quotation online, right? Some of her major criticisms include lawmakers should obey the Constitution. She criticized members of the House of Representatives doing speakership classes, arguing that some seeking to remove the speaker should follow constitutional procedures rather than hold parallel legislative sessions. She describes such actions as law breaking and urged them to stop their shenanigans. The legislature has failed in its oversight role. She argued that lawmakers have often led their constitutional responsibility to hold the executive accountable while becoming consumed by internal political battles. Lawmakers should prioritize the public interest over personal ambition. In her 2024 Independence Day oration, she challenged legislators to focus on making good laws, representing their constituents effectively, and avoiding actions driven by personal or political interest. Greater transparency and accountability are needed. She advocated for stronger public financial accountability, including audits of government institutions and greater scrutiny of public officials' use of state resources.
And these are her criticism.
And
that's what they got angry.
Are unusual criticism.
And they are genuine criticism.
So, look, guys, on their public attention. You see, Abu, our biggest mistake in the country is we always send elected people to the legislature in public office. And I will continue to say this.
But James Cooler, for example, the ringleader is not an elected man. He's an educated man.
No, he's an extremely illiterate character.
Despite his education. I'm a classmate. I'm a former classmate.
You and I know that sitting in the classrooms and acquiring multiple degrees does not amount to literacy. your approach, your behavior, your reasoning. Your reasoning is key to determine whether this man is literate or illiterate. You will not sit in that capital of Benin and Chinko that day, let's walk together if we're going to go war. But it convinced me, why should I walk on? Why?
Say the man attack us before, so
Yeah,
they say the woman attack us. So why you're
Does
saying that
that
you're
justify a lawmaker following Kule to walk out?
And look at this. The
Nah,
things that the woman was
They
talking.
thank you. The mindset that I'm walking out because you disagreed or criticized me.
Mhm.
This is a democracy.
That's intolerance.
Yes. Then you say you are walking out because somebody criticized you. Now, you are the chair on rules, order, and administration. How did Raptel appearance get approved?
That's the
How did
question.
they get approved?
That's my thing.
She just want money and just walk into plenary and start talking. It means Team Koda wanted attention, but the real issue is the removal of Fala. Koda, it would not be rules, order, administration chair anymore. You will not be.
Because I think
Yeah, but the
he's in bed with
Fala.
Fala.
You will not be. So that's the anger they're expressing there.
But Fala and Kun show yesterday that they're cool.
Yeah,
They were
you
rubbing
see with
shoulders.
Fala go to see the headquarters. Yeah, you go to see the headquarters and brag and BHS. I'm not going nowhere. You can count on me. So these things are usual political chicanery they play and everything. But look, for me, I was disappointed. And I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised.
I was disappointed for the country.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I don't know how the leaders can ignore the optics. Today, whatever you do in public service is broadcast globally
across the world.
And it creates an impression about how people see, think, and hold Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
This lady, she's been to Sierra Leone.
Yes.
She's never treated this way.
No.
The lawmakers were interested in the scholarly, intellectual conversations around the subject.
Ghana, Nigeria,
Yeah,
Ethiopia,
right?
Zimbabwe.
But she comes to our country, they got partisan shenanigans against the substantive issues contained within her conversation. We could just jump. They say, oh, the racial something in our law, let's change it. Let me where people remember we had a referendum that had the subject there.
Yes.
But it was not adequately debated. So this affords us an opportunity from the leadership level to start to have incisive conversation about this thing, the benefits, the scenarios in other places, how, in fact, the concept, the context that gave the room for that clause in our law. And in all of the two constitutions, it was maintained. The first constitution was there, and then we did a new constitution, 1985, 86, it still remain, right? So as a country, we have to be interested in, okay, why was this even put in the constitution in the first place? A lot of you, I mean, for the most part, are not as intellectually sophisticated. Because the popular election, you get elected and you're there, right? Yeah. So it doesn't make you, so you need some level of education and eye opener. So this lady, a doctorate degree, LSE, and comes to address you about this subject matter to inform your legislative thinking around a serious law, so that you'll be able to juxtapose that with the global reality today and see whether this is going to earn us, an upper hand in the debate globally, or it's going to keep us lacking behind. No, you just walk out. Because the woman rightfully criticized us for not focusing our energy on instituting and enacting laws that conform to transformative, life-changing issues in the country. We just jump there. The laws we are passing, the country still remain like it stays stagnated. You guys are passing law, but the impact, the change, the difference is not being felt. It's not impacting anything. How well you can change that? You bring scholars to come and address you and speak to you on subject matter. Then other countries embrace. Come to Liberia, Tinkole leads a bandwagon of misdirected elements. They say, let's walk out. So it's part of the incisive, educative, intellectual nature of the let go outside. So what kind of legislature we get down there?
And imagine there are some people who are even older than James Corden and experienced than him, and they follow him to work out. See, one professor said our democracy should have nothing called abstention. And we're lost and try to argue. He said, okay, when you're finished arguing, have a conversation. He said, even though there could be a second side to this, but in a multi-party democracy, abstention, voting, say I'm abstaining from this, should never have a place in our democracy. Because you have options. In the case where an option, what you want, is not included amongst the propositions that you want to vote for, you can say, okay, at this point, I will abstain. At this point, I will abstain. But bro, if assuming that the point for which they decided to work at was so legitimate, in democracy, you have that was a perfect opportunity to have faced her and quiz her and question her about some of her utterances and perceptions about the legislature. Now, this same legislature you criticized 2-3 years ago of not effectively using or oversight, her appearance then was part of the legislature honor of or exercise of her oversight responsibility. How does she
no, they did well in accepting.
Yes,
it was a good PR
for them.
But then they described
they start working out. And only some people will think in that kind of manner. Only literate minds can think in that direction. And you criticize me, no problem. You want to come. Gentlemen, this is the issue.
But Richard Kun is not taking action for disruption of session. That was disruptive. Richard Kun is not taking action.
They say under the rules, lawmakers have the right to walk out of session. Once they are walking out, they not disrupt the session, they not discontinue the appearance. They say under the rules, it's acceptable.
Yeah, I agree. You can walk out, right? You can have a conversation. Oh, we're gonna walk out, but where the man stood up and started telling me, "Oh, yo, why the woman isn't speaking? Yo, walk out, yo, get outside, let go outside." All of that.
They say it's part of the rule, but that was a display of illiteracy, the highest degree of illiteracy.
Yeah,
and I don't think these things should be considered in our democracy. You call a guest, the war is watching. I don't know whether people already know Raphael Perry. I think they see her for her physical morphology. They're not considering her connection or impact. The way she's placing Liberia on the map amongst intellectuals, researchers across, outside Liberia. I don't know how we see Liberians. We are so denigrating to our professionals, our technicians, people who go outside to, represent our country, to market our country potential.
Yeah,
they come home. We denigrate them.
And that's the problem with Liberia. But, it starts from the top. Do you know since that oration, the president too has not even picked a call, no talk to her?
But Raphael Perry, I got to know her in 2016 at Prime FM. Right? She criticized Eddie. Eddie invited her as orator. Under George Weah, she criticized George Weah. But George Weah always welcomed her to the country and embraced her. Nobody went after her. Nobody kept his speech from her. This, you know what? You see, our democracy is still way behind. We go to vote. We still believe that at least 60% of our population is is illiterate. Who do you think are going to be sent to the legislature the most? When illiterate people are voting. Obviously, the standards, they only see standards, they only see quality. They see personality.
But the men can go to the interior and tell the man, I went to UR, so I come from America.
The other men say, I used to move someone younger focus you, I used to rub chalk there, used to hear you. He make the man representative. That man comes to capital building with voting. So the qualities of people, the quality of voters we have is responsible for the quality of people we have in the legislature.
And when you start to deal with the personality like that, then they take it personal.
But that's a reality.
But trust me, if you go, represented by a representative, start really looking at them, that place is way...
One lawmaker was talking, and then the other he say, "Oh, my man," he got angry. "You get some money, me? You get some money?" Then the lawmaker said, My man, listen to me. Listen to me. If we're writing application and go for job interview
To come
and taking
here.
test to come, you will not be here. Oh.
Never be there.
They say you will not be here. Because you get no qualification. You not get experience. You not get sense.
Yeah. Basically, just ball lap up for the
Yeah.
woman.
So you will not be. He got angry. You of course. And you know the lawmaker I'm talking about. That crew man.
Mm-hmm.
He said, if we're taking tests to be here, you will not be here. Because you're not supposed to be among us. You're not up here.
And are the people that like me giving that play hard
Hard
time?
time. Hard time.
And the I mean, I get it. And at the minute, as soon as they all, yeah.
Those are the people who feel entitled giving that place, that building, hard time. Those are the people. The James go there.
We have a long way to go.
Starting class now. You know he capacity, you know his potential now. Not I mean intend to denigrate him, but he I interacted at that time. I had at the MRU training parliament too. So I interacted with him. I paid him some interviews. Then I know he's arguing everything.
I am really dumbfounded in the kind of team that I see today. I think power has kind of corrupted him.
The arrogance that has beshadowed that ball. I don't know what.
But he had it though. He had it. But you know,
you see, Jim brave, strong, firing. I mean, he used to look humble to me when I used to see him around the vice president at the time she was the former vice president Taylor. At the time she was senator, I used to see him around there, humble, always being oh man, big girl, you kind of interview me and all that man, big girl. I want to, I used to see a humble James go there. On the day James won that by election in Bon County, I started to see a different James Cole.
Completely different. I mean, not only everybody.
James Cole even used to make sound decision. He used to make sense. At that time, the aiming now.
You know the time you want, man. Doing that
speak up. Yeah, the man logic no.
Never work on that. Same that time, I just say no. Man. And because the friendship, so I just leave it, man. So now when you listen to somebody, it's a term, man. What they I know that 5,000 they taking there. So 5,010 he will bring us out down here. But I don't know. Roof, you can bring the guys in. Yeah, I showed they're here already. Take them for the last 30 minutes. The young people from SOUP on yesterday, they endorsed the July 17th protest action organized by STAN, basically to understand their motive and how their endorsement or their involvement going to add any meaning to whatever is planned to happen on the 17th of July. But let's take call on this brief interaction we had about the attitude of our lawmakers and, of course, the display that happened. I think it was very, very uncouth, uncivilized, what have you. But what do you think? What does it say about freedom of expression, tolerance, and, of course, being politically sensitive to dissenting views and all of that? Where are we as a country? How is our legislature adding up when it comes to freedom of expression and all that? Good morning. Good morning. Go ahead.
My brother, I told you last day, I say, since post one, my brother, this is the most reckless, competent,
that's qualify to the or restrained to the house, man.
They weren't talking that the House of Representatives happened to not the Senate. No. But let's take the subject to the boycott or the walkout on yesterday, please.
Very much irresponsible, very much intolerant about our ladies, and the legislature know that the people are the one custodians of the power. So,
okay, all right. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Yeah, but good morning, Abu.
Morning.
Good morning, Kawa. My name is Joseph Bagwe. I took on you for a region speaker district. So he said yesterday, that man working out, it just showed that the attitude of being him. Most of that men in our house, they don't know nothing. They're just elected.
But now you can elect people there?
But I started voting 2017.
Mm-hmm.
I've never voted for an incompetent person.
Why you on a lawmaker? Who is this kid? You ain't.
This guy, I didn't vote that Richard Coon.
Oh, correct.
You see, I get one of the
Who you voted for?
So who you voted for? Because the men are speaking on all of your 10-year ban, man. Who you voted for?
No, I didn't vote in my district.
But the men are bad men, huh? They truck you to another district?
No, I wasn't sure.
Okay, how you voted outside?
I voted to that because I party.
So that one are working on, they're not talking?
Talking.
So your party ain't get candidate in out of district?
Thank you. Because we just think about it.
Eh? Your party now have candidate in that district for you to do the same party mandate?
No, brother.
No. I come in now. All of you bringing the problem now. So when they let you just start acting that kind of way now, that all of you are responsible. Stay in your district. You make sure that the right person in your district comes out. Your party has a candidate there. You left from there, you go somewhere else. No. So your district now pour somebody, then you want one now.
But I will tell you you see the man my party put in my district.
So you not.
No,
my man. Technically, you are not a constituent of Rijekun district. You took a vote. Yeah, you're just hanging there, but you're not part of those that acted to give legislative constitutional mandate to Rijekun. So Rijekun is answerable to you. You agree?
But I will 75% of that man in the house. Yeah, track. So let you.
Yeah. So next time you must stay in your district and vote there. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Let me just say this.
No. You saying nothing again. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Go ahead.
Thank you very much for the show. You know, Abu, the mistake we're making in the country that us on the head of state to the left the top. The people are not correct. People just listening to appease ourselves and forget about those that elected them.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look at the country, the attitude of our leadership in the country is that administration.
Okay.
And they're not taking power.
All right, Ismail. Thank you. I'm sorry I have to hold you there because of time. We have allotted 30 minutes to our young brothers from SOUP to talk to us about the position taken on yesterday. And so they're already here. So let's go straight across the table to welcome the erudite young fighter. Good morning. Welcome again.
Good morning. Want to extend greetings to the peace and loving people of the Republic of Liberia. We want to extend greetings from the sacred office of the most powerful man of the Liberia, which Mobile, and Meditan and Casual Advanced Student Education Party. I'm Comrade Adeola Cephas Noreen, the chairman on the Bureau of Propaganda Information Research and Guidance of the Vanguard Student Education Party.
Cephas Noreen, it's good to have you again. And this morning, you're here basically to speak to the nation on the latest decision by SOUP, the Central Committee, right?
Central Committee and Politburo. It's a joint session.
Yeah, the joint session of Central Committee and Politburo, or the Vanguard Party.
Yeah, sure.
It's a communist style leadership structure, right?
Yeah.
You subscribe to communism.
The Marxist leadership structure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Assisting, democracy, capitalist war. All that. So, but anyway, that's another subject. I think we'll look at it in the next time. The veterans themselves. But SOUP endorses 10th July 17 protest call on Vice President Jeremiah Kwan-Kun to submit himself to an independent investigation on the drug crisis. Talk to us about that.
So basically, the action of SOUP on yesterday, categorically endorsing stand protest action slated for the 17th of this month, is revolutionary because for since that SOUP came up with our own struggle of job and justice, the chairman through Odysseus Mobile made it clear that the protest action for job and justice is a consistent and persistent fight. So, in the wake of any other solidarity forces that will come out to answer to the people's cry, because the team of stand protest, lead or characterize some of the things, right? The systemic failure of this regime and see it as a mutual thing aligning with our protest for job and justice. So we see it
But
as
does it? How does that line? You're protesting for job and justice, which is understandable, but they're saying lead or leave.
so lead or leave and that of job
Especially
and
the leave,
justice.
especially the leave component. That a lot of folks have seen it as too
So
aggressive.
everywhere around the world, right? A particular government, it is or is being elected to actually lead the people. So if you cannot lead, there's an alternative. Leave. You have other alternatives.
But
You have
there's
other people working.
the constitutional alternative, but other than agitative alternative.
So that's just the team. That just is a slogan as a star, right? But what that is saying too is alarming to the people
Okay.
that these people that are supposed to be leading you, they are not. So we are bringing this to your attention that comes your constitutional mandate 2029, they should leave.
So you can confirm that SOUP has endorsed the protest.
So it has been sanctioned, it has been stamped into an ironclad action at the joint session of the Central Committee in the Border Bureau that SOUP as a revolutionary party will be at the full front on July 17 alongside stand with other solidarity forces, marching with the banner of the People's Plaid.
What does SOUP endorsement means for the protest?
To a larger extent, it because SOUP is the face of
What
the
flavor
people.
does it add? What strength? What viability does it bring to the protest?
A whole lot. It just proved that the protest is a call for the people, and SOUP that for since been around agitating for the downtrodden mass of our people, and she's joining a protest action. That means she's going there to champion the cause of the people. It is not something politically motivated. It is not something selfishly motivated. It's not something that was just unanimously taken, but we saw it from the inception of this government, right? From the time they took on the People's Plaid, that they have gotten on off the lane, right? Deviated the path of heading the people agenda. This is the government that talk about rescue. This is the government that talk about the rest agenda, talking about agriculture, talking about the rule of law, right? Talking about sanitation, right? Talking about education, talking about tourism. In all of these sectors today, it is, if not dead, or on or die in bed. So if Stan is calling you now to lead our people educationally, that is boost the educational sector, and this is the educational sector, current Minister Jaso Ja, that the most post off Millennium Cooper Challenge report that this regime, the rescue regime, the Unity Party regime, the regime honor Mr. Barker and Mr. Kun as president and vice president respectively, saying that they are responsible, saying that they are up to task to deliver to the people, right? That have been boasting of this Millennium Cooper Challenge. But they will tell you that the report says for education, right? The regime score NA. That means there's no available data for education on the rescue regime. So these people who are saying that they are educated, these people who are saying they are inclined, they are sophisticated, are scoring NA just for education. And education is one of your fundamental pillars on the rest agenda. So either you lead our people to education or you leave. And then
so they score NA.
They score NA. The Millennium Cooper Challenge is saying that the NA, we can reconcile to say the NA means there's no functional educational system within Liberia.
Because there is non-available data.
So it means in our school we are going, right? The place we are acquiring quality education, the University of Liberia. Millennium Cooper Challenge is saying that there's no existence of the University of Liberia. Because there's no account of whether Mr. SYZ as a student is going to the University of Liberia, or there's no account of the existence of the University of Liberia. Because there's no accessible data. And it was because that The president large out the matter. She went and then she carried on a quasi assessment, right? A quasi assessment into the various counties. What that assessment brought to speed protest actions from public school instructors, where you saw teachers protesting at the T University in Maryland for 8 months consistently for salary arrears. You saw in McGibby, where at the BWR protesting for salary arrears.
And these are some of the reasons you joining Stand.
Yes, because it was a reason enough that allowed to come out April 14. And it's also a reason enough to join Stand Action either you leave or either you lead or leave.
So are you going to abort the July 26th?
No. So when you listen to the chairman yesterday, he make it very clear in saying that the protest action for Stand on July 17 is an exhibition for our re-emergence on July 26 celebration. So what we'll come out to do is that we're telling our people that job and justice protests remain unabated, the struggle for job and justice remain undiluted, that our action will come out on July 17. It is a confirmation that will be out on July 26 celebration.
Okay. Also, you call for the vice president to submit himself to independent investigation. Are we at the point where you think the vice president needs to be investigated around this drug? Scandal, all of that.
So
is Soup convinced that we're at the point where the vice president needs to be investigated?
So we're at the point that we have even surpassed a timeline that the vice president should submit himself to investigation, or the so-called joint security session that is the investigatory team over the 19 million cocaine scandal should call to book the vice president in Mr. Jeremiah Pankun to answer to some of the speculations, to answer to some of the dint.
Are those speculations in your mind? Those speculations are they weighty enough? We're talking about the vice president here. So because somebody speculates, so we're just grabbing and subjecting to investigation.
So the vice president is an individual, right? And then the case at hand, right? The 19 million worth of drugs.
Okay.
A tantamount to destroying a very good amount of young people lives in this country.
Yes, we understand all of that.
So to guarantee that this leadership that has been campaigning, in fact, far back under the CDC, protested against drugs, and then the campaign that the CDC was the one that was bringing drugs, and if they have come, they will alleviate the drugs from our society, should be accountable to every extent and to every individual. No single person should be seen whitey, should be seen divine, or anything that concerns drugs in this country.
So the public concern is, why is this Soup is particular about the vice president being investigated? Because his name is being mentioned and people are indicating that he's in picture with people connected to the drugs investigation and all of that. But there were other names also mentioned and call, and all that, but Soup did not call for their involvement into any kind of investigation, but it's the vice president.
So at this stage, the vice president, right? The vice president is someone of heavy political weight. If he can submit himself to investigation, it counts that every other individual that follows should do the same. Should do the very same. Should do the same. So if he is intentional, if this regime is actually intentional about fighting drugs, they should advise the vice president to submit himself to an independent investigative committee to clear any of the drug scandal and to bring to speed all of those who are connected to the 19 million cocaine scandal.
Do you trust that will happen?
If it doesn't, the Vanguard Student Vacation Party is on record by calling this regime, by calling Mr. Kun to submit himself to investigation. If it does not, it means this regime is not serious about fighting drugs, right? And all of what they said was just campaign charade, and they didn't mean well for our people.
Does it in a way go to confirm that senior element in the government and Liberians could go to bed believing that it is the government itself aiding and abetting drug peddling in the country?
that can be confirmed because from the action over time, we are sensing that the government and some senior government official, right, are ideally sitting. They are sitting so poundly. They should be intentional about this. How long should this go? Right? They have other pertinent issues to be addressed. Right? You have road issue. You say you promise the people road. You have macroeconomic issues to handle. Right? You have rehabilitation of schools to handle. Right? You have quote unquote, you want to improve already the 70,000 jobs provided. Going against the 5.2 million people that's in the country is not enough. So we are waiting again for you to add another 70,000 jobs. That must be addressed. So this just issue is not as important as what you came in campaign on 2023. So it's an intention get this swept off. I mean, independently and regularly. That is to me, all of those that have interest to be investigated should be brought to book swiftly without hesitation.
Is Sue pleased with the way the investigation has been going so far?
No, we are not. We are disappointed. And yesterday, the chairman of the Vanguard Certification Party make it very clear and then called for the dismissal of the RG of police. There's a man, for since he have taken office as the RG of police, have been performing a very arrogant posture. He's very intolerant. You saw when the Senate called for hearing, there were other people who were part of the joint security session that was very calm and they were answering very politely to all of the senators that were asking a question. But he reached him, he was in panic. Why were you in panic? You are giving a piece of job to do, a job that you are sure to oath. You took oath to protect life and property. The life you are protecting today.
Why do you think he was panicking?
Because there are some other senators that he want to cover. And there's the hard question we're asking yesterday. So you said that you have done investigation, you are charged. So XYZ amount of people, right, of their involvement to the 19 million cocaine saga, right? And the hard question we're asking, you have not bring to speed to the public. Came outside country to Liberia and was going to another country. You have not established whether there's a cartel. We know there's a cartel, but if this cartel is mass producing cocaine in our country, if instead of what Mr. Barker said, that the public space is congested, that he could bring a private company to boost off the employment rate in our country instead of just everybody running after government jobs. If this production of cocaine in our country is one of the campaign plan of Mr. Barker to bring a just producing company in our country, you have not established that. If Liberia is on record now of producing just.
Okay, you mean the investigation should have spoken to these ones?
To these hard questions. But just tell, some 19 million world job was seized at the airport. Where it came from? Was it a manner? Was it a manner from heaven?
Gregory should be dismissed.
He should be dismissed because
that's what Sube is calling for.
That's what Sube is calling for. He's providing a shadow investigation, shadow investigative report. The 19 million worth of jobs.
What is your fear if Gregory remains in his role and on the investigative committee?
So it means our people's life will be at stake. We cannot trust Gregory with our life and property in this country. Gregory is a partisan RG of police. The RG of police clearly should be an independent person, should be a nationalistic individual, should be one of a patriotic spirit that should carry on clean workings of policing our country. And that covers because
is Mr. Coleman's working unclean?
It's not clean. There's the man who's on record. When you look at the Ginjor massacre, he instructed the police to brutally carry out mayhem against our people. People in Ginjor, they lost their life. To this date, there's no investigation to bring those individuals that carry out this mayhem. There's the man on April 14 He instructed police to meet peaceful students and protesters with brute force. They stole from students. They beat on students brutally. They dragged them, and to this date, there's no report.
One could argue he's enforcing law and order.
Law and order? Call that law and order? You call that law and order action against the people? Action against citizens? The people in Kinjaw, they came out because they were disenchanted. They were disenchanted. So, and
law enforcement believe their
acting.
action overstepped the bound.
This
and
what
they needed to repair that.
Repair what? You have not go to even inquire what's the issue at hand. Right? You saw the people protesting, and then you just went. You respond. You responded with an action that yes.
Is Gregory dismissal gonna form part of the July 17 protest count?
Yes. On March 6, a part of the 75 counts. That was one of the counts that the chairman, through the joint session of the Senior Committee and Politburo, made it clear that Gregory should leave the office of the IG of Puerto Republic of Liberia.
And the president does not honor the request. Then, do you think you will honor July 17 or July 26?
So what are not in honor it? All what we are doing is to put this regime on record that your IG of police is not operating with the will of the people. He's taking direct instruction from the executive. He's taking instruction from Mr. Braga. What Mr. Braga saying he should do is what he will do. And Mr. Braga should be operating with the directive of the people. He was elected under the will, the power, and the matter of the people. The power that today that Mr. Braga enjoys is the power that is inherent in the people, guaranteed in our constitution.
So I want to give you 30 seconds or 1 minute, and then we'll go to the phone lines to call students to to call them to order on the position of SUP in regards to the July 17th. What message can you send out there?
So yesterday was a send out of a overwhelming call to the militants, cadres, and also the director force of the Vanguard Student Education Party. We cannot overemphasize what the chairman said, but we want to reiterate what is at stake now. That since yesterday, there have been militants, there have been cadres, there have been solidarity forces who have adhered to the call to join July 17 protests. So what we want to say is that there is an iron cord for all of us out there who believe in the struggle and fight of the Student Education Party. So on July 17, you should tie your boots, you should wear your khaki and wear your beret. That the people at Jana is at stake, we should come and defend to the coup.
Every student across the land.
Every student across the land member of the republic. Every student that believes in massacre, every student that believes in the emphasis that should be placed on people for a dignified living in a life of property should come out on July 17 to march for the government to lead or they should leave.
And that's the mandate of SUP.
And that's the mandate of SUP, and that's the mandate of the technical leadership on Chairman with Jesus Mova.
The Minister of Youth and Sports says students shouldn't listen to you. They have vacation jobs for them.
So I mean, you say vacation jobs, right? And it comes back to what we have been arguing, that the government lied on the 70,000 jobs. They said they created 70,000 jobs, and then hypothetically we agreed. We agreed in that instance. But there's the Minister of Youth and Sport that says she's creating 3.5.
Because the Youth and Sport Ministry is using this to undercut your mandate to the students.
So
don't go there. Don't listen to SUP. We have vacation job for you. How do you respond to that?
So I'm trying to give a clear numerical approximation of what she's saying, whether or not it covers the overwhelming will of our young people. There's a country that can boast of over 60% of the young people in this country, right? There's a youth minister who said days ago that you provide a career program job and these 3.5 thousand, right? 3,500 young people to apply, right? And that application goes for 24 hours. I think 24 hours a week, right? But just in 3 hours, there were people that surpassed, young people surpassed just 3,500 to 8,000 in 3 hours. What's the interpretation? It says clearly that young people in this country are very, very, very jobless. And she closed it. She closed the application. Shamefully, she closed the application. She was very shocked. It didn't even reach a deadline. Just in the course of.
So imagine
if I reach a deadline, it means we have had the average 60%.
And that was exposing of the government too.
That was an exposure that the government does not in any way mean well for providing job for the young people. It was a shame. So there's the banner who came to still show on the young people always to saying that the government doing well by providing. But just by our own maneuvering, political maneuvering, she was brought to shame. She was brought to shame. You say providing 3,500 jobs. You grade the application.
So you think the shenanigans of vacation job is not going to have any impact or bearing on the super mandate to the students?
No.
The students will adhere to the core.
Yeah. So even people who are properly employed, right? People who are properly employed in this regime, right? Are people who are fighting salary delayed. There are people who are fighting salary disparity. There are people who are fighting a sports system of regime patronage. Professionals. People who are qualified, they are fighting regime patronage. You have this madam at the MPA, Queen Johnson, with no academic credential, making over 4,000-5,000. You have professor at the University of Liberia.
She's questioning the employment of other Liberians simply because they're not unity
partisan. So that's the sports system we are fighting, and that's the sports system we are calling on our brothers and sisters, the students, the youth, who are being to proud to come out on July 17 and July 26 celebration respectively. So the
people who are already employed, they could be targeted. Are you aware about the confidentiality document that the CSA put out, restricting the opinions and views of people working in the public service?
But even if they are afraid to come up because of that already, petty job they are protecting, that amount of people who are working and want to protect a job is in minute number of those who are unemployed.
Okay, let's take calls on this. His name is he's a young cadre of the Student Unification Party, Nori. He's here talking to us, very articulate. 0776 104 104 06500 104 has joined solidarity with Mobile Molu stand for the July 17 protest action. What's your take? There's a mandate, there's a call from the chairman, and of course the joint session of the Central Committee and the Politburo Bureau of the Vanguard Student Unification Party. So let's see how you respond. 0776 104 104 06500 104 plus 231 6500 104 are the numbers to call. Take 2-3 calls on this. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Go to the point.
Yeah, let me get the point. You know, things about that on the school community.
Okay, your background is terrible. Good morning.
But so why did you trying to tell me us when I say also our function, our duty, when we were in our facility and we have from the CSA who are on people who benefit.
Yeah, but there's a contract that they have signed already, confidentiality stuff they've signed. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Very sound.
Yeah, good morning, Jerry, and good morning to Austin Kawa. This is Ronnie Kiadi, 1 million and follower of the Vanguard team. Abu, that endorsement is alright for that protest, for July 17 protest. It's alright because the government is not proceeding well with the Liberia people.
So you welcome SUP endorsement?
Yes,
just like that. I work on.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, you're not ready. Good morning. Okay, you two not ready. Let me take Massy quickly. Massy, 30 seconds. You're not staying long because of time. Go ahead.
Yeah, when I say that, thank you. Let me say hi to my son in studio. This evening. You go for that protest. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
They endorse the protest, we endorse the protest, but we not want to go. We are the old man there. We're not able to run. The way they behave when they protest, all kinds of things, they chasing them. We want to see them. The last time they say construction was all
but that one you gotta tell the regime now, not to run after the people.
Yes, because
we got a peaceful protest now.
Start killing people, they'll start shocking us, they'll start chasing us. We're not wanting them. I agree with them. But yesterday they were telling all that the person was all them want to put that day, but they should soon all that day. They say so many. So they're shocking us. And the police was chasing after all that day. That everything was okay with that back. What was that protest? Okay. It's not a school. So I agree with them. But we go, we're going to talking about them.
Oh, okay. Then you're there, to them. Put your guy on it, man. Yeah. Be tolerant. Let the people mask. Good morning, Edmond.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. It's welcoming, and this is why we are saying this July 17th should be the day that the Liberian people should actually say to the government that enough is enough. Every sector, there is no understanding. So it is welcoming that SUP can join the protest, because when we do it together, our voices will be heard. Okay? But when we do it separate, it will not be okay. So don't do it together. People will not just go to start running. That the police need to stay away. When you stay away and guard the protester to present their petition, it will be peaceful. But when you go, you start mustering people, otherwise you will start see people running and all the kind of stuff. So we hope that it be okay, and we're going to rally people so that we can make sure and be part of that process that day.
Thank you very much. So, Sifas, you listen to the callers. In 30 seconds, how do you like to leave us?
Yeah, so foremost, we want to extend thanks and appreciation to everyone who have called in and gave the perspectives, right? And then to a particular caller that says that SUP will have people running around that day. What we want to make clear is that SUP will join Solidarity Forces with stand in other progressive groups on that day, right? And our coming out, right? Our decision to join stand is peaceful, and will come out. The only institution, right, that has what it takes to institute violence in this country is the state. And the state has the police. The police is armed with tear gas, is armed with a batu, the howler, everything they are armed with it. Will be coming up. Maybe the only weapon we'll have in our hands is our petition. That's the weapon. Is that the weapon for people?
And the placards.
And the placards. Right? So if they're very tolerant enough, it means you have a very peaceful march, go to the regulatory authority of the day and petition our people.
Are you going to be wearing khaki or?
That's our signal of Chicago. We must do so, right? Because when we do it, it gives us that courage, right? That resilience to keep marching, right? There has been one over 56 years now. We can't make that tradition was a pathway. And then lastly, what we want to say to our people, to the marketeers who were promised marketing loan on Mr. Barker, but up to now, there's no sense of realizing that. But the city police are chasing you in the various corners of the market. You come back and protest that day, right? To our students, tertiary school-going students who are promised student loans, and today you are being dropped out of schools, come out to protest that day. And people of all walks of life, professional standard, unemployed, come out and protest and alarm to this regime that they are not leading well. They should lead.
Even the Tesla driver, because LTM men are running people.
The
Ministry of Transport workers.
The motorists who was scammed, right? This regime in the first 6 months, they said the motorcyclists, right, were not protected. They should get helmet, they should get reflectives, and they should register and show their backs. When the brothers did that, they responded with the bigotry of hypocrisy and said that the brother cannot block the street. The brothers are in the communities now, right? So they should come out to the protest because they pay money, and the money that they pay, right? They pay fees. And when we accounting or we in the business courses, right? When you pay fees, the reward for fees is service. The government should provide them that service. They should come out on July 17 to protest for that service that they pay fees for. So we call on all solidarity forces, we call on the students, we call on everybody to come out to march for progress, to march for prosperity, to march for development on Mr. Parker.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very kindly. His name is Young.
When they were coming,
and of course,
they were liberators.
he's been our guest representing the Student Unification Party here this morning on the nation's premier breakfast show, the Freedom Morning Rise on Freedom 87.9. My name is Abu Sharif. Austin Kawa was here, and tomorrow we're going to be here again. Of course, we're going to go deeper into this whole drug crisis. The vice president, a lot of debate in different countries. Should the vice president be recusing himself to face independent investigation? Is the debate in the public? What do you think? Let's meet tomorrow to talk about that. Until we see you, do have a wonderful time. Bye bye.
Music.